Hello again. So today we're going to look at some of the Camdens that came out after Elvis died. Before we do that though, this week I did something I haven't done, over 10 years. I went out and I bought an Elvis calendar. Now, the reason I haven't bought one in 10 years, my dad was a Yorkshireman, and he was probably one of the worst present buyers in history. My favourite one was when my two sisters were mid-teenagers, highly fashion conscious, and for Christmas he bought them each a grey duffel coat, which went down like a Led Zeppelin. But I was much simpler. I said to him, every year just buy me the next Elvis calendar. And so that's what he would do. He passed away suddenly, unexpectedly. And ever since then I didn't have the heart to buy a calendar. But this year I was visiting a shop and I saw it and I thought, maybe now's the time. So every time I see the calendar it reminds me of my dad. There you go. Right, so the Camdens. Now of course when Elvis died, RCA turned all of its record producing plants over to pressing Elvis's back catalogue, and even had to hire other pressing plants. Such was the demand for Elvis product. Strangely, all these decades of his albums being constantly reissued and constantly selling, otherwise they wouldn't reissue them. Yet still, if you look at the official sales statistics for America, he's only in third place according to them, behind the Beatles and Garth Brooks. Now I'm sure Garth Brooks is a fine artist, but I do find it very hard to believe he's sold more albums than Elvis. In fact, I don't think the Beatles have sold more albums than Elvis. I think Elvis's record sales are vastly underreported. Partly due to the vast quantities of reissues and alternative releases, which dilutes the overall effect of the sales. It's just something we have to live with. I remember reading that Paul McCartney visited Graceland, and when he came out he said, I always believed that the Beatles, were the biggest selling artists of all time, but after seeing the trophy room I now know it's Elvis. It does seem that the Recording Industry Association of America does everything it can to minimise Elvis's achievements. Well, there you go. So the first of the post-77 Camdens we'll look at is from 1979. And it's this one, Please Don't Stop Loving Me. Now I remember when I bought this and took it home, I put it on the turntable and I thought, what a fantastic selection of songs. I really enjoyed it. And from the same year, The King, quite a striking cover. Of course these are on the Camden blue label. And from 1980, Double Dynamite Volume 1 and Volume 2. And they have virtually the same back cover, just different songs. So of course most of us were buying stuff we already had many times over. Also from 1980, Flaming Star. It does get a bit confusing because on the front we've got Camden, on the back we've got Pickwick International. and of course the Camden blue label. (1981) Heartbreak Hotel. And some of the earlier songs being used by Camden, and then Guitar Man and a whole lot of shaking going on thrown in with them, which doesn't appear to make any sense. Hey, this is RCA, when did it ever have to make sense? Now, this also is Heartbreak Hotel, and this was produced in England but for export. So I have seen these being sold for quite large sums of, offered for large sums of money by UK dealers, but all you have to do is search in Europe and it's a Camden album. It's not that expensive. Also from 1981, Return to Sender. And this again is Camden on the front, Pickwick International on the back. And next came It's Now or Never. And the usual Camden odd selection of songs. It didn't always work as an album. And again, produced by Camden England, but for export. In 1982 came Suspicious Minds. They do make some good covers, I'll give them that. And just to disprove it, there's the back cover. Now this one doesn't actually say Camden anywhere on the sleeve. It says Pickwick. But of course the label is Camden. And it does have the CDS serial number on the cover. And the alternate cover. It does seem that if you choose a big close-up of Elvis's face, you can't really go wrong. Same back cover. And still from 1982. Are You Lonesome Tonight? And the alternate export cover, which I prefer. Can't Help Falling in Love and Other Great Movie Hits. Love songs. So you can see a pattern of the full face close up on the black and white reverse. Still from 83, the Legend. And from 84, the first 10 years. Just imagine them all sat around the table. How can we repackage them again? Of course it doesn't really matter because we buy them again, or I do anyway. I'm sure there are many others. Those are the ones that I have. But at least they didn't try and sell us a box set. Oh yes they did. The Elvis Presley Collection RCA Camden 40 hits, 4 LPs. Again, this was produced in the UK, but for export. So this flap opens up to show you the 4 albums. And then this flap raises there, and the 4 albums are just in their sleeve. They're the standard UK pressings. On the box it actually says, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, down in the corner, repackaged by Rainbow Records. I've never seen this for sale in the UK, so now there is an alternate cover which I have resisted buying. How many times can they sell me the same product? No doubt if I see it for sale somewhere I'll buy it. Shame about the sticker up in the corner. There you go. I wish I wouldn't put stickers directly on covers. So there is the Camden box set. I'm sure you'll have other post 77 Camdens. I don't know how many were actually produced. I noticed that today I've gone to 500 subscribers, which is a total shock to me. I never thought that would happen. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed. My next video might be Madison Square Gardens, as I've been sorting out my various copies of that. I've also been trying to gather together things like Paradise Hawaiian Style and some of the other movie soundtracks. So they'll be coming soon. Hopefully I'll be able to make videos a bit more regularly than I have. So, I'm looking forward to the Elvis film. I don't like people playing Elvis, because they're not Elvis. It doesn't matter how good their performance is, they're not Elvis. But I am intrigued and hopeful, having seen the trailer. We'll see. Even my wife said she'll come to the cinema with me to see it once she saw the trailer. So the buzz seems to be pretty good around this film. Hopefully it will get a big audience. And of course RCA should use the opportunity to put something out. A soundtrack to the movie maybe. We'll see. So till next time, bye for now.